What up, guys? So, just want to do a real quick overview of my thoughts going into these series. I'll give a if anything changes, I'll make an update video. But we have some really good series round one, and just going through them in chronological order. So, this Bucks series, very interesting. I think the Pacers are going to win. This might go 7 games. Okay, 7 games. Depending on if Lame Time plays or comes off the bench. So I really think the Bucks have been playing their best ball by far this season with Lame Time not on the team. I think Lame Time can come in right, just fresh off his injury, play as the sixth man, just straight up run the 6 units and completely stagger with Giannis. And he'll probably dominate. He'll probably have some 25-point games in like 20 minutes, guys. That is so valuable. And I really don't think you can disrupt the chemistry the first unit has built up without Lame Time. But this is Doc Rivers. So I do not expect that to happen. I expect Lame Time to be forced into the starting lineup, having to deal with a lot of good defenders on the Pacers, and probably end up being a losing player. So in this game, probably Pacers in 6 is what I would go. 4-2 Pacers. Pacers are really good at home. They're going to probably steal one at Milwaukee. And I wouldn't even say steal, straight up win one. The Bucks just have so many deficiencies, and with Lame Time confirmed to be coming back, not good, not good. And man, the Lame Time trade is one of the worst we've had in a very long time, and people still aren't talking about it like it is. But this, I mean, it's ruined Giannis's last 2-3 years, guys. Horrible. Next up, Clippers Nuggets. I am so excited about this one. Nuggets have home court advantage. That's huge. For both these teams are very strong at home. This is going to be an interesting one. Probably going to go 7 games, guys. Both these teams are good. They're veteran teams. Well, for the most part. Coaching pretty much a push. Joker, obviously the best player. Kawhi has been turning up, though, and more so than Harden. Kawhi, James Harden, has been turning the fuck up. I could easily see this one just being home team wins. So 4-3 with the Nuggets, just, home court advantage. Zubac has really struggled versus Joker, if I recall, just off the top of my head. Jamal Murray going against Chris Dunn, sort of a tough matchup. But if you just look at the overall teams, we'll see. I think whichever one of these teams can steal a game away really is going to gain a significant advantage. And it could be either of them. And honestly, this shit could switch out completely. It could end up being, God knows. Everything is in play for these series. You got Westbrook on this team. There's so many just ways these games could just completely go off the rails, regardless of who is home or away. But I do think the home court advantage will end up really being what matters. I would wait and see how this goes. I could easily see the Nuggets going up 2-0, and people in the line for the series winner really swing heavily to Nuggets. And that probably is not correct because, like I said, both these teams are home game winners. We'll see. Aaron Gordon, if he can play good defense on Kawhi, then, this could end up being a 4-1 series. It really just depends. And the Nuggets, they need to make so many changes that Malone refused to do. So we'll see if the assistant is capable of doing that. I do like the Nuggets assistant coach a lot. I think he knows ball. From everything I've seen, he has good energy. Is he a leader? To be determined. You know, you really can't tell unless you're in that until you're in that spot. But this should be a very entertaining series. I'm looking forward to it. This one, I people are very heavy on the Knicks. I just want to say, I don't necessarily hate that, especially with how the Pistons have played to close out the season. Like, their end of season, dude, one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen. They have several defenders to throw at Brunson. They have solid, very solid defenders to play against Cat. And honestly, both Duran and Isaiah Stewart are extremely physical. Cat usually runs away from that shit. So we'll see what happens. I could easily see Cat being taken out of this series. And if so, I mean, the Pistons are going to win. Brunson cannot do this shit alone. OG has been so up and down. They have several defenders for OG. This is a much closer series and much closer game. The spread was like 7.5. I think that's too much. I'll go with Pistons at that. But I also do want to see how the Pistons play. Dennis Schroeder is going to play a huge role in this, actually. He's going to be the primary defender on Brunson, guys. And I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. Schroeder has been, this season alone, very up and very down as a defender and as an offensive player and as an all-around player. So, I don't know. The Pistons have been good at home. The Knicks, pretty much, I mean, they just have to play well. It doesn't matter where they are. They're extremely talented. Will they play well is the question. And is Karl Anthony Towns going to allow the Pistons to guard him with not even centers? And honestly, so we've seen a lot of teams just straight up put their center on Josh Hart and dare him to shoot threes. And the second half of the season, Hart was off from three, and they were allowed to do that. And it became very hard for the Knicks to score inside. The Pistons do not have to do that. All of their players are capable of playing on the perimeter and matching Karl Anthony Towns wherever he goes. It is going to be intriguing to see how this goes. I could definitely see the Pistons coming out, taking game one, and really putting the Knicks on their back foot. The Knicks have never been close to their true potential this season, and maybe they would have come into it if Brunson didn't get hurt at the same time. That should have allowed the other players to come into their own and get things rolling and get playing as a team. And that never happened for the Knicks. They have not played as a team besides a few games, and they fucking popped off those games. But you can't expect that. You can't take a very small sample size out of a large sample size and say, yeah, that's how it's going to be. No. On the other hand, the Pistons had a great season aside from the close. No idea. But really, the Knicks, they weren't able to rest their starters. Mikal Bridges came out and said, we're playing too many minutes. The Iron Man of the NBA. They weren't able to reduce their minutes. They got even closer games, and they were still playing upper 30s, if not low 40s in minutes. And the Pistons are such a deep team. It really might bite the Knicks in the ass, especially if the Pistons choose to push the pace and use that to their advantage and literally try and tire the Knicks out. They can very well do so, especially if Schroeder plays good defense on Brunson. He can make Brunson work so much. This could be a disaster for the Knicks. It really could be. The more I'm talking about it, the more I like the Pistons. If I had to say, I would probably say 4-3 Knicks. If I absolutely had to say, this is who I would be picking. I'm not going to be picking, though, and I'm not really going to be betting on these games, I don't think. Unless the Pistons are probably going to get, like, crazy spreads when the Knicks go on runs, and that is what I will be betting on. When the Pistons spread, when it gets really high like this. Again, should be a very interesting series. All of these series, 2 thumbs up. Like, the NBA is set up for one of the best playoff runs ever, guys. Ever. And the refs have been excellent so far. Oh, man, I can't wait. And this should be how the regular season is, but nope, Adam Silver's on bullshit. So I know people are really high on the Lakers. And I get it. And you guys know I've been high on the Lakers too. The T-Wolves are probably the worst matchup the Lakers could go against. Depth, length, athleticism, Ant-Man, physicality. LeBron, if this series goes how I think, and the Timberwolves are actually going to fucking press the action, especially physicality wise, they're gonna have to play Reeves, Luka, LeBron at the 1-2-3, and then maybe even Markieff Morris some at the 4 guys. Not starting, obviously. They're gonna need all the physicality, all the athleticism, all the length they can get, and that is where the Lakers are very deficient. The weird thing is the Timberwolves shoot a lot of threes, right? But really, you want Ant-Man, DiVincenzo, Conley, Nall potentially taking the majority of your threes. And I think I'm forgetting one person. Other than that, you just want to attack the Lakers down low. And you guys, Naz Reid was the one I'm forgetting. JMD, Naz Reid, Gobert, Julius Randle. These guys, if they get physical and they seriously just play post up down low, this is going to be so hard for the Lakers to win. I have a feeling we're going to see LeBron at the 4, guys. Luka at the 3. That's going to be a lot of damage on both of their bodies if the T-Wolves play that way. And of course, Ant-Man, who has been very good at getting downhill when he's not feeling it from 3. That's a lot to deal with. If we talk about Shannon Jr. getting some time too, athletic freak of nature that is incredible going downhill. And again, the Lakers have Jemison and Jackson Hayes as their centers. And maybe one more. Let me look. Alex Len, Vando, DFS, which those guys are really true power forwards that can play center. I'm not even seeing Jemison listed on their depth chart. They definitely should. If Alex Len is getting minutes at him over center, bro, this might be a 4-0, guys. I would. So I've kind of given away my pick, but 4-1 T-Wolves with potential for a sweep. This is seriously the worst matchup the Lakers could have. Jeez. Everything I listed, guys, and I mean, their centers are literally Jackson Hayes, Alex Len, and Jemison. Those are their only true centers. Going against Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert. I guess Rui. I do over DFS and maybe not Vando, but Rui, I would put him 3rd string center. To be honest, I'm not letting Alex Len touch the court. This is a nightmare matchup for Alex Len, whether he's going against Gobert or Naz Reid. Disaster. Oh man, I feel poor Lakers. I feel bad for them, and they're gonna get bounced for sure. I'm almost positive they're getting bounced out here. People are gonna, of course it's the Lakers, so people are gonna go crazy. Luka's been there for less than half a season. They haven't been fully healthy. Old LeBron, no centers. So you guys know I'm not the biggest Mark Williams fan. He would make a massive difference here just by being a big that can rebound, because the T-Wolves are going to dominate the glass if they want to. And I haven't even mentioned Dante DiVincenzo, you guys, who there isn't a single Lakers player coming off the bench that can maybe connect, that can go blow for blow for him, but Connect needs somebody to set him up, and he hasn't been getting any minutes anyways. So this is a really, really tough matchup for the Lakers. The T-Wolves surprising were getting 4.5 points. Very shocking to me. I think this should be like, if the Lakers are giving any points, it should be like minus 1.5 max. Okay. The Lakers to win this series are minus 195. T-Wolves plus 160. The Warriors are even favored over the Rockets. My God, this is the first time I'm looking at the odds, guys. Both, wow. Wow. I'll leave the Warriors and Rockets for another video, but the T-Wolves should be favored here. It's either the public. It's probably the public just spamming the Lakers because they're the Lakers and they have two superstars. Maybe if this was LeBron like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, and LeBron is still great. I mean, I'm very worried about the physicality that's going to come with this game. Bro, JMD and Julius Randle are probably going to be dealing with Luka and LeBron as their correspondent defenders, and possibly who they're going to have to guard. Not a big deal for Luka, but again, there's a lot of ways for the Timberwolves to win, and not even close to playing perfectly. The Lakers have to have excellent performances from their role players for them to win, guys. I just don't know how that's... Yeah. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Vegas definitely disagrees with me about the Pistons. Kinda understandable, kinda not. Vegas has been undervaluing the Pistons all season. Again, it's kinda understandable, kinda not. We'll see. Malik shot himself out of the slump the last game versus the Bucks, and that was so important. I think if Bickerstaff keeps a short leash on Tim Hardaway Jr., meaning if he's playing horrible defense, if he's being a dumbass turning the ball over, or if he's just ice cold, he gets benched for Malik. The Pistons, I would probably favor the Pistons. If I could coach the Pistons, man, that's tough. If I could coach the Pistons, I could guarantee at least winning 2 games. At least. If not 3. And I'm talking about real deal guarantee. Okay, guaranteed 2 games. Probably gonna win 3. At the least. The Pistons are just so much of a deeper team, guys. And you saw how physical the Memphis-Dallas game was. That is how the playoffs are going to be from here on out. They should be, at least. There's only so much the human body can take. When you have everything on 5 guys and they're playing all of the minutes, taking all of the damage, not being able to cover. Because remember, guys, you get 2 games at home, you travel. I can't remember if you get 2 days rest, travel, day of rest, and then play again away. I think it alternates between you get that 1 day of rest or not. I can't remember for sure. But either way, it's a lot on someone's body. And we've seen the Knicks just have no depth whatsoever. And pretty much the same thing I was saying with the Timberwolves. The Knicks need their starters to play really well. And they're all really good players. So it's a lot easier. Versus the Lakers bench. A bunch of fucking noobs, to be honest. And JJ Redick is a great coach. I think he's going to try his very best to win. Maybe I should give this a 4-2 for the Lakers, but I'm sticking with 4-1 T-Wolves. Let me know what you guys think. I'll probably continue to be posting less shorts and more. Keep doing what I've done the last 2 days, which has been less shorts, more like review stuff and giving my opinion and pointing certain things out that are very important to me that may help you or you may have missed or not thought was a big deal, because we're watching the same thing. So I feel like it's pointless just to point out, like, do what I normally did. It's been a lot to think about. And yeah, guys, I'm still a really new YouTuber. I never thought I would be in this position whatsoever. So I'm very grateful. Forgive me if I'm fucking up with some shit, especially like the more technical stuff like upload schedule, all that bullshit. Cause, bruh, yeah, it's been a long time since I was doing shit on YouTube. Since like 2010. That's really when I stopped doing stuff on YouTube. Yes, I'm that old, guys. I'm a real unk. So, yeah. Let me know what you think. Put your predictions in the fucking chat too. Fucking comment section. I'm exhausted. I need to go to sleep. All right. Take care, guys. Peace out.